Now, he was apparently after the debate going to go hang out and get some pizza.
Just the contrast. And I think the ending summed it up. Democracy.
Oh, with school.
Can you clarify what you meant when you said you befriended school shooters?
All right, were you friends with them? Did you call them? Are you ex FBI, or are you on the same group chat as the FBI with the school shooters? What's the deal with that? You want to clarify that for us at all? Here was the exchange when he said that. We all went, huh?
Senator, thank you. Governor, you previously opposed an assault weapons ban, but it's only later in your political career did you change your position. Why?
Yeah, I sat in that office with those Sandy Hook parents. I've become friends with school shooters. I've seen it. Look, the NRA, I was an NRA guy for a long time. They used to teach gun safety. I'm of an age where my shotgun was in my car so I could pheasant hunt after football practice.
Senator, thank you.
Yeah, friends with school shooters all the time. Yeah, we're in the same group chat with the CIA agents. What's the problem? Lindsey Davis, who we remember from the first debate, was reminiscent. She said it reminded her of when Joe Biden got obliterated.
It reminded me of the June 27th debate when Kamala Harris that night said of Joe Biden, it was a slow start, but a strong finish. And that's how I felt that Tim Walz did tonight. To use Tim Walz's own words, a lot about this debate tonight was weird. There were uncomfortable, cringy moments, but overall, I think my takeaway was something that Reince Priebus said on the outset, which was that J.D. Vance needed to come away as that humble, likable guy from Hillbilly Elegy. It seemed like he did perhaps get some points in that.
Nailed it. Yeah, he did a good job. And as we mentioned at the start of the debate, or I think during the members only stream yesterday, all JD needed to do, he already had such a low baseline, right? We've seen all the headlines. JD Vance is the worst VP nominee ever picked, and he's terrible, and Trump screwed up, and he's going to get thrown off. Okay, all nonsense, right? JD is clearly competent, which is why they're attacking him so hard with the cat lady stuff and the IVF stuff, because they know he's competent. And I think a better pair probably against him would have been Josh Shapiro. Quite frankly, I think Josh Shapiro would have had a little bit more of a presidential look to him, right? You have to ask yourself, both these guys sitting behind the Oval Office, which one? And the desk in the Oval Office would be pretty clear who we want there in command. Now, this is a media montage assembled by Colin Rugg. Amazing. Here's what it sounds like.
There is no doubt in my mind, however Governor Walz did in terms of sincerity, that Vance won this debate.
Does Governor Walz have a problem with the truth? No.
They were talking at one point, Vance wanted to correct something about how Haitians got into this country. And he was right. And the moderators wouldn't let him correct it. It's very interesting.
But at the beginning, the two issues driving the campaign right now are Harris has a big deficit on the economy. Harris has a big deficit on immigration. And Republicans were happy tonight and Democrats a little bit nervous that on those two issues, Vance carried it.
J.D. Vance is much more experienced at this, at public speaking, at defending himself, at pivoting.
It's the audacity. I agree with you that we're in year 9 and no one knows how to cover the audacity. Mm-hmm. The audacity is that someone should have said, stop it, stop. Are you effing kidding me? And they should have dropped that F-bomb, right? They should have just, this is a debate. This may be the only chance people have to see the difference.
Poor Nicole Wallace, her candidate, didn't give her tingles up the leg like they did with Chris Matthews. Here's John Carl over at ABC saying the same thing, that we have JD looking good.
But first, David, I got to say, I think that Walz did seem unsteady. And frankly, what I saw in Walz is somebody who has not faced questions on a national stage since he became the Democratic nominee. He was simply out of practice. I don't know why they've done it, but they've kept him out of the limelight. They've kept him away from reporters. They haven't had him do any interviews. And he was clearly unsteady through much of that debate. And in contrast, J.D. Vance was very smooth. Yeah. He took the arguments not to Walz. He was very respectful of Walz, took it to Kamala Harris. Overall, a tone of civility in this debate. In an election that has been anything but civil.
I was struck on that point, though, John. Repeatedly, both of them said to each other, I appreciate what you just said there, and then went to claim their separate stances on whatever the issue was.
Yeah, because it's about Kamala. It's not even about Walz per se, right? Walz is just another figurehead. Kamala is literally in power right now, and JD took it to Kamala. But some people were unhappy about the civility. They did not like that. And I had a clip of that from Simone. She said this: if you like JD Vance so much, why don't you just vote for him?
There were so many niceties on that debate station. If you agree so much with JD Vance, why should they vote for you?
Yeah.
I fully believe that.
Yeah, don't come vote for JD and Trump.
Governor Walz went out there tonight and did what was practiced in debate prep. Did what the strategy was that the team put together. That was not the Governor Walz that I had seen out on the campaign trail. That's not the Governor Walz that I had seen during the Veep stakes, right? That was not the JD Vance that I know to be true. Goodness, JD Vance was on that stage. He was sorry about Amber Thurman. He was sorry about abortion. He was sorry about a lot of stuff. We get things wrong, but do you agree with the policy? And then that's not the Margaret and Nora that I know. Margaret don't do that on Sunday morning. So I just think that I know that there's so many people out there that want normal. They want normalcy. They just want be able to just disagree with. You heard it. He said a lot of things I agree with. This is not a normal election. JD Vance is actually not Paul Ryan, and Donald Trump sure as heck is not Mitt Romney.
Well,
okay,
good. That's exactly right. We don't want either of those guys. Those guys were terrible, and they lost badly in an election they should have won. Thank you. Good.
And what happened on that debate stage tonight was not enough contrast, was not clear enough for people sitting at home, or frankly, who will probably consume this through the clips in their local news or here on MSNBC or on social media, to distinguish and make a difference.
Yeah, not many people are watching MSNBC, and a lot of people say JD Vance cleaned up on the night. Here's what Frank Lunt said. Final focus group vote tonight, 12-2 in favor of JD Vance. So it was a good night for JD and the Trump campaign. All right. So good stuff there. Of course, I want to see what you guys say about all this.